Our Father of Medicine Hippocrates, he said, "Make food thy medicine and medicine thy food." People talk about immunity, people talk about health, people talk about exercise, people talk about a lot of things. We get to know about nutrition also. But as a doctor, there was one thing I realized when I'm practicing is that why is it that we are getting more sicker in this world than healthier? But many of these diseases have evolved faster over the years. So one thing I realized is there was a common factor for this, and it is the food we eat is very, very important in either making us healthy or making us sick. So our Father of Medicine Hippocrates, he said, "Make food thy medicine and medicine thy food." So we have to make food as our medicine. So there are a few things which is basics we have to make sure we do every day. And right now with the infection COVID-19 around, I would say take away your stress as much as possible, because stress means very high levels of two things, adrenaline and cortisol. These are produced in our body, which is meant for suddenly if you are chased by a lion, possible, you have to run to save your life. So you need that. But once the danger is tided over, you're fine. You come back to normal. But now, right now, we are constantly being chased by COVID-19, exactly like a lion would be chasing us all the time. So we are on high levels of cortisol and adrenaline, and with a lot of stress inside us. Stress suppresses your immunity to a lot of extent because it utilizes a lot of the nutrients we are eating to cope up with the stress. So we don't have enough for our regular use in our body to keep ourselves healthy. So one of the main thing what you need to do is, it's okay. This has come. This has invaded all of us. But when you reduce your stress by not being paranoid about it, we have to be cautious. We should not be paranoid. When you're cautious, we tend to do the right thing. When you're paranoid, you tend to do the wrong thing. So please try to reduce your stress. There are so many ways, but it's your mindset that has to first be most important. And second thing is, our body is made up of 70% water. So this is a time when you have to keep yourself very much hydrated. I wouldn't say drink liters and liters of water, just water, but you can do so many things. Hydration means either good water, clean water, drinking water, teas, which is herbal, not the real tea, and juices, lemon juice. You could flavor it with honey a little bit if you're not a high diabetes. Honey is good. It's a good tasting agent. I love honey, but I don't use it now because I'm a vegan, so I don't use it. But honey is good. I would say honey is a good thing to have. Lemon juice is fine. A glass or two of orange juice is fine, but more of water. Water is the best because the body doesn't have to really metabolize all the sugars which is there in the juices. Okay. So hydration is very important. So first thing is relax. You have to reduce your stress. Second thing is water. Third thing is eating the food. This is the right time. I realize that even at home now we do a lot of innovative healthy cooking, because we have realized that we can do a lot of things, and Now it is scientifically proved that certain herbs, especially the Indians who take certain herbs like turmeric, ginger, garlic, onion, condiments, spices, these are all immune boosters. It's proved because it contains the minerals and the vitamins, which is very dense, because for the smaller quantity they have denser nutritive value. And the most important thing is, please do not use processed sugar. It's so easy to make ice creams or a lot of sugary things to keep the children healthy, or chocolates, because we are stressed, we love chocolates. But this is a time to keep those things away, because we need to eat more nutritively healthy food right now, because we need that minerals, the vitamins. Other than the carbohydrate, proteins and fats, we have got other things. We need micronutrients, that is, and vitamins and minerals. Everything together fights our diseases, against every kind of diseases. Our body is meant to be healthy, and our body heals on its own. You just have to give the right thing. And the right thing is, again, good food, plenty of fiber, which we could get from vegetables, fruits. They are very good. You can just wash it. Okay, forget about, we're calling about the pesticides and stuff like that. But they do contain, their nutritive value is much bigger than the dangers. So when you wash it, have beans, lentils, legumes, nuts, seeds. These all are very important, and they are all high in fiber. Why fiber? Fiber is one which goes into our intestine, and it makes a very good surface, because it stays there for a longer time. Any food that contains fiber stays in our intestines for a longer time. And this is where the food what we eat is broken down and ultimately absorbed into our blood. So whatever nutrition or whatever contents is there in the food is the one which is absorbed into our body. So for that, we need, our intestines are like a garden. Imagine a vegetable garden or any garden. There are different kinds of plants, there are different kinds of flowers. This is exactly what is there in our intestine. There are many different kinds of bacteria, which is a good bacteria, along with the bad bacteria. So if you give a chance for our intestines to grow our good bacteria, which is the one which processes these food what we eat, and that food is absorbed into our blood, we have the chance to be very healthy. And it also, the more you get your good bacteria in, the bad bacteria is eliminated out. So it's a kind of competitive inhibition. One is bigger, the other gets suppressed. So if you give a chance for the bad bacteria to grow or the fungus to grow, you could get candida. Candida is a fungus that gets not just outside our skin, it's there inside our intestine. So these would harm us. They will cause a lot of inflammation. They will cause a lot of damage to the intestines. And that's a big story that comes later on. But right now, what we need to know about the food. So having lots of fiber keeps our intestine healthy by giving it a chance to grow our good bacteria. Very important right now, because we need good bacteria to fight the bad ones or the viruses. So please have good food that has lots of fiber in it. So processed food, junk food, and animal products like meat, eggs, fish, dairy, all these do not contain much fiber. But I'm not telling you not to eat it. Please do if you like it. But along with that, make sure you have a lot of fiber, so you balance good things. If people are lactose intolerant, please keep away from every possible dairy products, because this is not for that time for us to get an allergy. or an inflammation, because we need every resources, every ammunition to fight this virus. So I would tell you guys, if you have got a grandparents at home or in the far off where you can talk to them, they would tell you a lot of good recipes they had back home, back then. You know, it's interesting that we have forgotten a lot of our ancient recipes, which was very good, that sustained them. Okay, and also your supplements. Two things are very important during this time of crisis of viral infection in your body is vitamin D3, which is not a vitamin, it's a hormone actually, and B12, which is a hormone, vitamin, sorry. Vitamin D3 is so important for us because this is one thing that we get from sunlight. So our vitamin D had to be converted to its metabolic form. We need D3. We are lacking in it because of our, maybe the country you live in is cold, so you do not have enough, sunlight falling on your body, or in very hot countries like the Middle East, we are always in the air-conditioned rooms. We do not go out because it's so hot. So either way, there is, I would say, starvation in presence of plenty. We have plenty of sunlight, but we starve. So please make sure you check your vitamin D3 and B12. Very important, B12 is, again, it helps us to fight against the stress and also our nervous system. It protects our nervous system. And especially people with chronic lifestyle diseases like diabetes, they do need vitamin B12. Make sure you get both and make sure their levels are good. If you're not really sure and you don't have a facility right now, there's no problem taking vitamin B12 and vitamin D at the doses of 3000 units every day, which I would recommend right now. We need daily supplement of vitamin D3. So we are improving our vitamin D3 at the same time. Maybe you don't have a excess of vitamin D3. So about 3000 to 4000 unit is fine for all of us per day. Even children have to be given because they are deficient in vitamin D3 in many ways. So do that. Zinc is another element or mineral that actually helps us to tide over immunity or support your immunity, to tide over your infection. So zinc is good, and magnesium. Magnesium is required for every function of our cell to function properly, and it is a very important mineral again. So most important, vitamin D3, B12, and zinc and magnesium, if you can add, all the more better. Vitamin C, yes, we all know about it. People have been talking about it for hundreds of years, and we can get it through our food or through our supplements, depending on what you eat. So eat better, you are protected. And of course, meditation, exercise, any kind of exercise that keeps, like I told you, keeps our circulation going, makes us sweat, makes us more healthy, flexible, and stronger. And we can do breathing exercises because right now we need our lungs to be quite healthy. Our lung muscles of respiration should be stronger. So unfortunately, whenever we do something, we tend not to breathe properly. So this is a time when you can be aware of how you breathe, how well you breathe, or how badly you breathe. You can ask or go to any kind of media and find out what you can do to breathe well. So many things. It's all the time to experiment on all this, because you must be having quite some time, and keep the children also along with that, and our elders also along with that. And by the time we tide over this COVID-19, you would realize that you are so healthy that you want to continue it. I can challenge you, your parameters, if it is not normal, like your blood sugar or your cholesterol, if you do this, I can challenge you, or I can I can confidently say that they would be much better or even normal. You might even have to take less medicines for these. Good time to do all this. So COVID-19 is not that bad as much as we think if you do good to your own self. Thank you.